Sure. Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Frank, you've been there. What's the best way to approach this next shot at the 7th hole?
There's a lot of mounding on this 7th green, to the right and the left. You can use those mounds to kick the ball to the flag.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Getting set now over the putt. Well, Frank, he'll drop at least one shot here. That was not his best effort.
No, poor is the easiest way to put that. He knows it. Even par, currently.
Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. Frank, 17 here at TPC Sawgrass gets all the attention when you look at the par 3s. Justifiably so. But number 8 is a daunting challenge in its own right.
It is. Longest of the 4 par 3s. Plus, it's just littered with bunkers around the side, the back, and the front. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Birdie try up next. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Don't leave it short. Wow. Right about 9 feet here to the hole. Oh my goodness, how did he miss that? Trying to get out of here with just one drop shot. This is for bogey.
It went from bad to worse, and right now, horrible.
What do they say, Frank? Golf spelled backwards is
flog.
Flog. Frank, what do you make of the final hole here on the front side, the 583-yard par 5 ninth?
Just depends on how much you want to risk here. If you hit a good drive down the right side, it's certainly gettable for 2. But you can make an absolute mess here at 9. Second shot.
And it is not looking like a good lie. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
This is way left going left.
And that one's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Playing a par 5, Frank, what happened on that 3rd shot?
Yeah, it's a poor decision. But well, hopefully he can eradicate that from the memory banks and really knuckle down on this. Do not want to drop a shot or make 6 here.
How about that shot? From that lie to get it that close, tremendous effort. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. Frank, now on to the 10th at Sawgrass.
A fairly straight par 4, but that's not the way to play it. You really want to go to the right, well away from the fairway bunker that runs all the way down the left side. That turns it into a little bit of a dogleg left. Then you're going to come across that front bunker into a green that, well, is anything other than flat.
Second shot now at the 10th, and again, Frank, accuracy is at a premium.
Yeah, gone are the days to sort of thrash it out of the trees like Phil Mickelson. Ideally, coming out of that fairway, you're hitting to a green that moves to the right, so that makes it a little bit more difficult than what the mind's eye first sees.
Well, this is how you build a good round, Frank. You just keep hitting greens. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Now the time to be aggressive. Par 5, 558-yard, 11th hole, Frank. What's the key here?
Tee it high and let it fly. This is the big chance here. This is one of the widest fairways on the golf course. This is where you chance it all.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Players still fighting the strong winds out there today. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Extra stroke at it after going into the water. So the previous shot into the drink, this now the fourth shot. So Frank, he'll take a drop here.
Yeah, he'll take his medicine, take his penalty shot. The hole's not over yet.
Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target. Really. This is that awkward length. You want to know the difference between good scores and average scores? That.
Yeah, right there. Just a couple of feet. You can see the look of disgust, and it's justifiable. It's a double bogey. Here now, the 12th hole at the TPC Sawgrass. It's a 358-yard par 4, so short on the card, Frank, but obviously a challenge. What's the key here?
Once again, trying to find that right position on the fairway, and that's down the right side. Anything down the left, that mound is going to block your view.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
This drive down the left side, Frank.
Yeah, it creates a blind second shot because of the mounds in front. So a little bit of guesstimation coming up here, but still only a short iron.
He'll take that one all day long. Very solid, about 15 feet away. Locked in on the read and the speed.
Do that.
Well, that'll do it for day number 1, and a tough start for some of those who were hoping for better things.
Yeah, slow start, surprisingly, really, and hard to put your finger on why, because we saw a lot of good golf, but now, outside looking in, we'll need to play well tomorrow.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Players. Good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
Should be safely on deck.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Always take that. Good par putt right there. Frank, what do you make of the par 5 second?
Doglegs to the left, so there's a decision to be made here all the time, but a good hooking tee shot, that takes the trees on the left out of play and even the rough on the right. Good tee shot here. I've seen people get home with as little as a 5-iron. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good. Oh, that's fine. Rich, I don't think any player top of the game, when they play TPC Sawgrass, they ever feel in control of their game. It's one golf course, and you'll see it too when you play on EA Sports, that each hole just sort of almost puts you deliberately off balance, and you can never feel like you're on top of your game. That, in a weird way, is the brilliance of TPC Sawgrass.
Well, that's what Pete Dye always set out to do. It wasn't so much what he built, but how he made you think about the round you were playing. He wanted to get inside your head. He wanted to play games with you. He wanted you thinking about that shot at 17, maybe while you were on the 11th hole, so that you were thrown off while you were playing 11 because maybe you heard a roar at 17, and maybe the wind was gusting in a certain way that just it threw a thought in your mind that, oh my goodness, when we get to 17, I might be in a little trouble. All about the games he played mentally with the best in the world. Well, that is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Now the par 3 third.
Not overly long, but 2 is a rarity here. Difficult green, and you don't see a lot of tee shots actually finish close here for some unknown reason.
Good looking shot right here. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. We haven't seen a whole lot of that, Frank, but that has to feel good. So much focus here, Frank, on 16, 17, and 18. Number 4 is a hole that gets overlooked, but it's a fun one.
Yeah, the second shot here is more daunting, especially when that flag's on the left. So you really do start looking at that blue stuff, water.
Good contact, good result. Frankie appears to be in control of his game in the early going.
I like what I'm seeing out there, doing all the basic things at a very, very high level, getting the ball in play. That helps set up the next shot. Next shot gets on the green. That's how it sets up the birdie putt. It's one thing leading to another.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Frank, he took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Good, solid par right there. 5th hole, good par 4, isn't it, Frank?
If ever a hole was built for Lee Trevino, who used to love to cut it, this would be the hole. It just looks and screams for a shot that's hit left to right. And that's the only way really to avoid bunkers left and long, and that one that's all the way down the right side. Ah, nice.
Looks good. Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
I like the looks of this one. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. This one just requires a little bit of focus. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
He has this for par. Not a problem from there. Right in the middle. Hole number 6, 393-yard, par 4. What's in store for us here, Frank?
Another one really where you're just trying to poke it down there. When you stand on that back tee, there's an overhanging limb that you just get an eye of. So if you try and hit that ball a little too low, that's going to encourage a miss hit.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Frank, now the second shot here at hole number 6.
Yeah, not overly long, but be very aware of these palm trees that are short. Many a shot's caught those trees coming into this green.
Good swing, good shot yet again. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the cause.
He'll take par and move on.
Well, early exit for one of what I thought Rich was going to be the favorite, but their week's over.
Numbers don't lie in this case, in this sport, and now a missed cut.